Hey, Minnesota boy here. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about Munzee Events. If you've watched my channel any length of time, seen a lot of my other videos, I have videos of Munzee Events that I have attended and sometimes hosted. And you can go watch those and just, look at all my other videos. Because we've got a couple of big events coming up this weekend here in the Minneapolis area. And there are lots of cards being placed by people all over the world here for us to cap at those events. There's some strategy you want to follow when you're preparing yourself to attend a Munzee event, especially if you live in the area of that event so that you have access to the park where it's going to be beforehand or after. So there's some things to think about. People will place cards near your event and other virtual Munzees from all over the world because they know that there's going to be a lot of people at that event that are going to cap it, and then they're going to get points for you capping their Munzees. So one of the strategies is, if you have cards yourself or other temporary Munzees you want to put out, you want to place them where events are going to be because lots of people are going to cap them. Now here in the Twin Cities metro area, we have a very active Munzee community. We have plenty of opportunity to cap these cards. People will cap any Munzee you put in the Minneapolis area, believe me. Eventually it'll get capped by pretty much everybody that plays here. If you want to specifically make a lot of points on an event, you want to place your cards, your temporary Munzees. When you place a card, you have to remember the card is only on the map for 7 days. So 7 days before an event, you can start placing your cards. The earlier you go, the closer you can get to the exact spot where the event is taking place. Those cards are probably going to get capped the most. The farther you get away from where the event is being held, those cards might get capped less because not everybody uses a bunch of blast caps to cap them all. They want to do them by hand and they might run out of time, so they're not going to get them all. So the ones that are farther out in the neighborhood, around the park, or out on the highways near the park are going to get probably less caps overall. In a busy Munzee community like the Twin Cities metro area, if people can't attend the event on the time that it's happening, they more than likely are going to stop by before or after at some point and try to cap a lot of those points because those cards are temporary. So they're going to want to get them before they're gone. And if you live in an area where there's a Munzee event that's going to be, another thing you can do is go there beforehand and place physical Munzees. The park that I'm standing in right now is one of the places where there's going to be an event this weekend. Since I live and work in this area, I have already placed physical Munzees around this park. You can see them here. Tonight, before I leave, I'll probably look to see if I can place a couple of more, if I can jam in a couple of more physical Munzees, because guess what? There's going to be a bunch of people at this event this weekend, and they're going to not only cap the virtual Munzees that are available, but they're going to walk around and cap the physical pins. I'm going to get cap-on points from physical Munzees that I have here and cap-on points from virtual Munzees that I've placed around this area as well. Strategy number 3 around Munzee events. This one is for if you're attending the events. So when you're attending a Munzee event, don't be afraid to show up a little early. That gives you the opportunity to get rid of some of the other cards in the area around where the Munzee event is taking place, because once that Munzee event goes live, there's probably going to be a bunch more virtuals placed on top of that are part of the event. So if you clear out some of the other cards and virtuals and things that are in the area before that Munzee event starts, then you'll be able to better see the map when you go to do the physical pins for the event itself. Now, once the event starts, most events have a series of physical pins or flags, look like these, around in some sort of a trail or a path that you're going to walk around and you're going to cap those physical Munzees. So that's what you're going to be doing once the Munzee event starts, and you'll be doing it with other people, which is the social part of a Munzee event. Very cool. At many Munzee events, there are prizes at the end, and a lot of times those prizes are based on whether you capped all of the Munzees that are associated with the event. Now, those could be physical flags and pins that are put out, or those could be virtual Munzees that come along with the event itself. So you're going to want to make sure that you listen to the event hosts at the beginning to see what they say about what you need to do in order to collect the prizes, the possible prizes, at the end of the event. Don't miss out on the prizes. Sometimes you get Munzee stickers, sometimes virtual Munzees, sometimes Zeds. It all depends on what the hosts want to do at that event. But just be aware of that, pay attention, and make sure that you complete the tasks that you need to do in order to win those prizes. All right, I've taken a seat here on a bench as I'm walking around this park, checking it out for the upcoming Munzee event. One of the other cool things about Munzee events is you get to meet and hang out with a bunch of other people that are interested in the same game you are. If you have a question about the game itself, you can ask somebody. You can find out information that you didn't even know about. Sometimes you get hints and tricks that you didn't think about that can improve your gameplay. So don't be afraid to hang out with people and chat and have a little fun. One other thing that you can do for events is to make sure that you bring your personal Munzees. They look like this. There's lots of different styles of them actually, but a lot of people have many of these things, and those just have to be activated for that event space. And you know what? Everybody there can cap them if they've not done so before. So especially if you're in a new area with people that you don't normally attend events with, bring your personal Munzees. There's a lot of points there. They cap them and get points. You get cap on points. Everybody's happy with more points. So these are just a lot of tips and tricks for attending a Munzee event. If you want to play Munzee, and you should because it's a fun game, you need to try to attend events, because events are where you can get all of these things I talked about, tips and tricks, meet other Munzee players that love the same game that you do, and get lots and lots of points. You can move up the leaderboard pretty fast if you attend big events. So give it a try. Find a Munzee event near you, or plan to make a little trip to attend a Munzee event soon. And we'll see you at a Munzee event.